This building in Azaz is where the trauma caused by Syria's war may be the most visible. It's the only mental health clinic in the rebel-held north. Here, visitors are greeted every now and then by a smile, sometimes with a song, and sometimes not at all. 150 patients live here. Most of them suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, or depression. This woman says she'd like to have a favorite dish. Perhaps it's what she once cooked for her family. George Hakim's family brought him here.
At home, I was always fighting with my family, so they brought me here. I'm not a sane man. I studied dentistry, I have knowledge in medicine, and I speak 3 languages. I can get by in English, but I'm also good at French because I studied French.
But anger is understood in any language. Perhaps many Syrians share this man's rage over what's become of their country.
We have some patients who haven't made any contact with their families for 4 or 5 years. Roads are cut, and because of the state of the war in the country, some of them have had no contact with their families, even over the phone.
Dr. Sabah is one of only 2 doctors at the facility. He told TRT World they had to relocate 3 times.
Our first hospital was bombed. Then we moved to another place in Aleppo city. It was also bombed. So then we took the patients to the west of the city. That too was attacked after 2 or 3 days. And we eventually moved to Azaz, which is relatively safe.
Millions of Syrians have left their country over the past 6 years to escape the bullets and bombs. But Dr. Sabah stayed back to treat some of the most vulnerable. A recent report by Save the Children warned that at least 1 in 4 Syrian children are at risk of developing mental health disorders. A large number of them already suffer from what they call toxic stress. But here, many of the patients are parents who've lost their children. They're receiving medication to help them cope. Syria is an example of what happens when the laws of war are disregarded in conflict, and when the international community fails to protect civilians despite their plight being widely documented. Wherever they are today, Syrians will tell you there's no peace of mind for those affected by this war. But for a few minutes at least in this hospital yard in Azaz, maybe an afternoon outdoors is what helps these people forget what haunts them the most. Rahul Radhakrishnan.